Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We're diving into something today that you guys specifically requested, and that's the physical symptoms of spiritual awakening.
Yeah,
It's one thing to talk about, all of the spiritual and abstract concepts, but
yeah,
what about like the tangible stuff? Like
yeah.
what's actually happening
In your body.
in your body as you move through this process?
Absolutely.
So we've got a whole stack of research and personal accounts.
Yeah.
Um, and we've identified 9 physical symptoms that seem to pop up pretty consistently during spiritual awakenings.
Okay.
And we'll be exploring things like ringing in the ears, intense fatigue, even like digestive changes.
Yeah.
I have to admit, some of this stuff sounds a little out there.
It can definitely sound out there, but it's, you are embarking on a journey of profound transformation.
Yeah.
And that transformation isn't just happening on a spiritual or emotional level,
Right.
but it's deeply rooted in your physical being as well.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start with one of the most common and often perplexing symptoms that we came across, and that's ringing in the ears.
Oh, yeah.
I've definitely heard people mention this one before. It's kind of like having a tiny orchestra playing a high-pitched symphony, like just inside your head.
Right.
What's the deal with that?
So it's often described as ringing, buzzing, or a high-pitched tone, and it can be quite persistent for some people.
Wow.
And what's happening here is that as your energy field expands and vibrates at a higher frequency,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like tuning into a new radio station.
Okay.
You're shifting the dial, and
Yeah.
those subtle energies can manifest as physical sensations, particularly in the ears, which are very sensitive to vibrational shifts.
So it's not tinnitus, it's spiritual radio.
You can think of it that way.
I'm trying to picture my ear as like a radio antenna
Right.
picking up cosmic signals.
Exactly.
This is wild. Is there anything we can do to manage the ringing, or do we just kind of have to like write it out?
Well, the intensity can vary from person to person.
Okay.
There are a few things that might help.
Okay.
Deep breathing exercises can be really grounding,
Mm-hmm.
and they can also help to regulate your energy flow. Some people find that spending time in nature
Yeah.
helps to quiet the internal noise.
Yeah.
It's really about finding what works best for you.
Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, moving on to the next symptom on the list is fatigue. And I'm not talking about like your typical end of the day tiredness.
Right.
This is like a soul level exhaustion that hits you even after like, you've had a good night's sleep.
Yeah, it's like imagine your body going through a massive renovation project.
Okay.
Walls are being torn down.
Oh, wow.
New foundations are being laid.
Yeah.
And it's all happening on an energetic level.
Yeah.
Spiritual recalibration requires a tremendous amount of energy.
Wow.
You're literally shedding old patterns,
right.
beliefs,
Yeah.
and ways of being to make space for something new.
So it's less about needing another cup of coffee and more about needing like a spiritual power nap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this fatigue is a natural part of the process.
Yeah.
It's a sign that you're actually doing the work. So instead of resisting it,
Right.
try to honor it.
Okay.
Prioritize rest.
Yeah.
Listen to your body's cues and nourish yourself with plenty of sleep, healthy food, and practices like yoga
Yeah.
or breath work, which can help restore your energy levels.
Those are all things that we should be doing anyway, right?
Exactly.
So maybe this fatigue is a little bit of a blessing in disguise,
Right.
a reminder to slow down and prioritize self-care.
It's your body's way of saying, hey,
Yeah.
we need a timeout to integrate all these changes.
Okay. Makes sense. All right, let's tackle the next symptom, which is headaches.
Okay.
I know headaches can be like a real drag, but I'm curious to hear how they relate to spiritual awakening.
Well, headaches are often associated with the opening and activation of energy centers in the body,
Mm-hmm.
particularly the crown and third eye chakras,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
which are both located in the head.
Okay.
The crown at the very top
Mhm.
and the third eye right between your eyebrows.
Okay, the chakras. I've heard of them, but honestly, I still get a little confused about like what they are
Sure.
and how they work.
Absolutely.
Can you give us a quick refresher?
So chakras are often described as spinning wheels of energy that run along your spine,
Okay.
each one governing specific aspects of your physical,
Mm-hmm.
emotional, and spiritual well-being.
Okay.
So the third eye chakra
Yeah.
is associated with intuition, insight, and our ability to see beyond the physical world.
Wow.
And the crown chakra is our connection to universal consciousness,
Okay.
spiritual wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
and a sense of oneness.
So when these energy centers are opening up during a spiritual awakening,
Right.
it can literally feel like a pressure buildup in our heads.
Exactly. That's why these headaches often feel different from, say,
Yeah.
a tension headache or a
Yeah.
caffeine withdrawal headache,
They're
or localized.
Mhm.
Often centered around the crown or third eye area,
Right.
and they may have a pulsating or throbbing quality.
Okay, I'm starting to see the connection here.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the best way to deal with these spiritual headaches?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a matter of popping a painkiller and hoping for the best?
Painkillers can help manage the discomfort,
Okay.
but the real key is to address the underlying energetic imbalance.
Okay.
Practices like meditation, breath work, and visualization can help to regulate the energy flow, especially in the head region.
Mm-hmm.
For example, visualizing a calming white light flowing into the crown chakra can help soothe and balance that energy center.
Okay, wow. I can feel the tension releasing just thinking about that.
Right.
So it's not just about masking the symptom, it's
Yeah.
about working with the energy behind it.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
And remember, staying hydrated is always important,
Yes.
especially when you're experiencing these energetic shifts.
Noted. Now, this next symptom sounds a little bit more unusual.
Okay.
Tingling sensations. Yeah.
Is this like pins and needles?
Yeah, it can feel like pins and needles,
Okay.
but it can also manifest as energy surges,
Mm-hmm.
vibrations,
Right.
warmth,
Wow.
or even a buzzing sensation.
Okay.
These sensations are often felt in the hands, feet, or along the spine.
So if I'm feeling like my body is plugged into a cosmic outlet, that could be a spiritual awakening symptom.
It could be.
Oh, wow.
And it's often related to the movement of Kundalini energy.
Okay. Have you heard of Kundalini energy before?
Yeah, I have, but I'll admit it's one of those spiritual concepts that I've never fully grasped.
Sure.
Um,
Kundalini is a powerful life force energy that's said to reside at the base of the spine, coiled like a serpent.
okay.
As you awaken spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
this energy can begin to rise up the spine,
Wow.
activating each chakra along the way.
Okay, that explains the spine tingles. So is this Kundalini rising a good thing, or is it something to be cautious about?
It's a powerful process that can bring about profound transformation and spiritual insights. But it can also be intense and sometimes challenging.
Oh.
As the Kundalini energy moves through your system,
Mm-hmm.
it can clear out blockages
Yeah.
and bring up old emotional patterns or traumas that need to be released.
So it's like a spiritual spring cleaning, but maybe with a few unexpected dust bunnies popping up along the way.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
It's important to approach this process with respect and awareness.
Yeah.
If the sensations get too intense or overwhelming, grounding techniques can be really helpful.
Okay.
Things like walking barefoot on the earth,
Mm-hmm.
taking a salt bath, or even just focusing on your breath
Yeah.
can help to bring that energy back down into your body.
Yeah, that's reassuring. So we've got ringing in the ears, fatigue,
Yeah.
headaches, and tingling sensations. That's quite a physical manifestation of spiritual awakening. What's next on our list?
Let's talk about sleep disruptions, another common experience for those undergoing a spiritual awakening. And I'm not just talking about having trouble falling asleep after a late night coffee.
Right.
This is more about vivid dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up in the middle of the night,
Yeah.
feeling like your sleep cycle is totally out of whack.
I've definitely noticed that my dreams have been more intense and vivid lately,
Okay.
and I seem to wake up between 2 and 4 a.m. almost every night.
Yeah.
Is there a spiritual explanation for that, or am I just turning into an insomniac?
That early morning window between 2 and 4 a.m.
Mm.
is often referred to as the spiritual hour
Oh, wow.
because it's a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is said to be thinner.
Wow, that's fascinating. So I'm literally waking up during the witching hour. Should I be worried?
Not at all. It's actually a potent time for spiritual connection and insight.
Yeah.
During these early morning hours, you might find that you're more receptive to messages
Okay.
from your intuition, your guides, or even your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time for meditation,
Okay.
journaling, or simply sitting quietly and listening to what comes up.
So instead of hitting the snooze button and trying to force myself back to sleep,
Right.
I should embrace those early morning awakenings as an opportunity for spiritual exploration.
Exactly.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
And those vivid dreams you mentioned,
Yeah.
those are also packed with symbolic messages
Yes.
and insights.
Mm-hmm.
Try keeping a dream journal by your bed so you can jot down those dream fragments as soon as you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm officially adding dream journal to my shopping list. This is also interesting. I'm starting to realize that these physical symptoms aren't just random annoyances.
Right.
They're actually clues.
Yeah.
pointing us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves
Right.
and the spiritual awakening process.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this journey.
Yeah.
As you start to pay attention to these physical cues,
Mm.
you'll begin to recognize the patterns, the synchronicities, and the wisdom that your body's trying to share with you.
It's like we're learning a whole new language, the
Mhm.
language of our bodies.
Exactly.
I love that. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground already, but we still have a few more symptoms to explore. Are you ready to dive into the next one?
Absolutely. Let's talk about intense emotions.
Okay.
And I'm not just talking about your typical ups and downs.
All right.
This is about feeling a whole spectrum of emotions,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes seemingly out of nowhere,
Yeah.
with a depth and intensity you may never have experienced before.
Okay, I have to admit this one hits close to home. I've definitely been on an emotional roller coaster lately.
Yeah.
One minute I'm feeling blissful and connected, and the next minute I'm overwhelmed with sadness or anxiety. It's like my emotional thermostat is broken.
It's not broken, it's just being recalibrated.
Okay.
Think of it this way: as you awaken spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
you're shedding old layers of conditioning
Yeah.
beliefs
Yeah.
and emotional patterns that no longer serve you.
Yeah.
And as those layers peel away,
Mm?
all sorts of emotions can surface.
So it's like a deep emotional cleanse.
Exactly.
Okay.
And just like a physical cleanse can bring up toxins,
Yeah.
a spiritual cleanse can bring up old wounds,
Right.
suppressed emotions,
Mhm.
and unresolved trauma.
Wow.
It can feel messy and uncomfortable at times,
Yeah.
but it's all part of the healing process.
It's interesting because I've always been the type to avoid uncomfortable emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just shove them down and pretend they don't exist.
Sure.
But it sounds like that's not really an option during spiritual awakening.
Right.
We have to actually feel our way through it.
You got it.
Wow.
And that's where those healthy coping mechanisms we talked about earlier come in handy.
Okay.
Journaling, meditation, creative expression, spending time in nature.
Mm-hmm.
These are all tools that can help us process those intense emotions
Yeah.
in a safe and constructive way.
It's like we're being given permission to feel the full spectrum of human emotions, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Exactly.
And that in itself is a huge step towards healing and wholeness.
It's about embracing our full humanity with all its messy complexities.
All right. I'm taking a deep breath and getting ready to ride the emotional waves. What's the next symptom we're tackling?
Let's think about heightened sensitivity.
Okay.
And this isn't about being overly sensitive to criticism or easily offended.
Right.
This is about your physical senses literally becoming more acute.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You might find that bright lights seem harsh,
Mm-hmm.
certain sounds grate on your nerves,
Yeah.
and crowded places drain your energy quickly.
So it's not just that I'm suddenly a delicate flower, it's that my senses are actually operating at a higher level.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
As your energy field becomes more refined and expanded,
Mm-hmm.
you're picking up on subtle energies more intensely.
Wow.
Think of it like upgrading your sensory software. You're now able to perceive nuances and vibrations
Yeah.
that you weren't aware of before.
That makes sense, but it also sounds like it could be pretty overwhelming at times.
Sure.
Like being constantly bombarded with sensory input.
Right.
Any tips for navigating the sensory overload?
Absolutely.
Mm.
First and foremost, it's important to recognize what's happening
Okay.
and give yourself permission to step away when you need to.
Yeah.
If bright lights are bothering you,
Yeah.
dim the lights or wear sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
If certain sounds are irritating,
Yeah.
find a quiet space or use noise-canceling headphones.
That's practical advice. It's like we're being given a cosmic permission slip to prioritize our sensory well-being.
Exactly. And remember, spending time in nature
Yeah.
can be incredibly grounding and restorative.
Yeah.
The natural world has a way of calming the nervous system and helping us recalibrate our senses.
Good point. I'm definitely going to schedule some extra nature walks into my week.
Yeah.
Okay, we're down to our last two symptoms for this part of our deep dive. What's up next?
Let's talk about digestive changes.
Okay.
You might experience bloating,
Okay.
stomach discomfort,
Yeah.
shifts in appetite,
Mm-hmm.
or even food sensitivities that you haven't had before.
Okay, now we're getting personal. I've definitely noticed some digestive weirdness lately, but I just assumed it was something I ate.
Right.
What's the connection between digestion and spiritual awakening?
The solar plexus chakra,
Mm-hmm.
located in the gut area,
Yeah.
is associated with personal power,
Okay.
self-esteem,
Yeah.
and transformation.
Sure.
As you awaken spiritually,
Right.
this chakra often undergoes a major cleanse and realignment,
Okay.
which can manifest as digestive upset.
So my gut is literally reflecting my spiritual transformation.
You could see it that way.
That's interesting. What can we do to support our digestion during this process?
First, pay attention to your body signals.
Okay.
What foods feel good, and what foods make your symptoms worse. You might find that your body is naturally craving lighter, more easily digestible foods.
That makes sense. I've been gravitating towards salads and smoothies lately.
Yeah.
And heavy meals just feel heavy.
Exactly. Listen to those cravings.
Okay.
Your body is wise.
Yeah.
And it will guide you towards what it needs.
All right, gut wisdom. I'm listening. Okay, we've made it to our final symptom for this part of our deep dive.
Yeah.
Heart sensations. What does that entail?
This can manifest as palpitations,
Okay.
a feeling of warmth or expansion in the chest,
Mm,
or even a sensation of overflowing love.
okay, that last one sounds pretty amazing. What's happening energetically with these heart sensations?
It's all about the heart chakra,
Mm-hmm.
the energy center located in the center of your chest.
Right.
The heart chakra was associated with love, compassion, connection, and empathy.
Okay.
As you awaken spiritually,
Mm-hmm.
your heart chakra is opening and expanding,
Wow.
allowing you to experience these qualities more deeply and fully.
So it's like my heart is literally growing bigger.
You could think of it that way.
That's a beautiful image, but I imagine it could also feel intense at times,
Yeah.
especially if you're not used to feeling such strong emotions.
You're right. It can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
But just like with the other symptoms we've discussed,
Mhm.
there are ways to work with this energy.
Okay.
Practices like gratitude journaling, deep breathing,
Mhm.
spending time in nature,
Mhm.
and connecting with loved ones
Right.
can help you integrate this expanded heart energy in a balanced way.
That's reassuring. So we've covered quite a lot of ground already.
We have.
From ringing in the ears
Mhm.
to heart palpitations.
Yeah.
It seems like our bodies are really put through the ringer during spiritual awakening,
Right.
but it's all part of the journey, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And while these physical symptoms can sometimes feel challenging,
Yeah.
it's important to remember that they're often signs of progress,
Right.
indicators that you're on the right path. Instead of resisting them,
Mm-hmm.
try to embrace them with curiosity and a sense of adventure.
Yeah.
Your body is your most trusted ally on this journey.
I love that perspective. It's a reminder that our bodies aren't the enemy.
Right.
They're our partners in growth and transformation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've explored 9 common physical symptoms so far.
We have.
And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Maybe we should take a little break and come back to continue our deep dive in the next part.
That sounds good.
Welcome back, everyone. We just explored some pretty wild physical symptoms that can come along with spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
It's amazing to think that, those tingles and headaches and even digestive changes could be signs of something bigger happening, like beneath the surface.
Absolutely.
But now that we're more aware of these symptoms, like, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
How do we actually navigate them with, a little bit more grace and ease?
Yeah.
I imagine it can be pretty disorienting to experience these shifts without really understanding what's going on.
Absolutely. Awareness is the first and most crucial step.
Okay.
Now that you know these seemingly random discomforts could be linked to spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
you can approach them with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. Instead
Yeah.
of thinking, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
You can start asking, what is this trying to teach me?
That's a really empowering reframing.
Yeah.
Instead of feeling like a victim of these weird symptoms, we become active participants in the process.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective can make all the difference in how you experience these changes.
Okay.
But awareness is just the beginning.
Yeah.
There are so many practical tools and techniques that can help us navigate these shifts with more ease.
Right.
And even embrace them as opportunities for growth.
Okay, let's get practical. What are some of those tools? I'm especially curious about how to manage those intense energy surges or emotional waves.
Sure.
Those can be pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, grounding techniques are essential
Okay.
for anyone experiencing the energetic shifts of spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
One of the simplest and most effective techniques is spending time in nature,
Okay.
walking barefoot on the earth,
Yeah.
feeling the sun on your skin,
Mm-hmm.
breathing in fresh air.
Right.
These are all incredibly grounding
Yeah.
and can help to calm your nervous system.
I can definitely attest to that. Whenever I'm feeling stressed or overwhelmed, a walk in the park always seems to work wonders.
Yeah,
It's like nature has this magical ability to soothe and rebalance us.
it truly does. And there are other grounding practices you can try as well.
Okay.
Deep breathing exercises can be very helpful.
Mhm.
Even something as simple as focusing on your breath for a few minutes
Yeah.
can bring you back into your body and help you feel more centered.
Deep breaths, everyone. Okay, that's nature and breath work.
Mm-hmm.
What else can we add to our spiritual toolkit?
Movement is another powerful tool
Okay.
for managing the energy of spiritual awakening. Yoga,
Yeah.
Tai Chi,
Yeah.
Qigong,
Okay.
or even just dancing it out.
Right.
Anything that gets your body moving
Hmm.
can help to release stagnant energy and emotional blockages.
I love that. It's like we're literally shaking off the old patterns
Mhm.
and making space for the new.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of creative expression.
Okay.
Journaling,
Mm-hmm.
painting,
Yeah.
singing,
Right.
playing music, whatever form of creativity speaks to you, let it flow.
Yeah.
It's an amazing way to process emotions,
Mm-hmm.
tap into your intuition,
Yeah.
and connect with your inner wisdom.
So we've got grounding techniques,
Mm-hmm.
movement,
Yeah.
and creative expression.
Mm-hmm.
Those all sound incredibly beneficial, both for navigating the ups and downs of spiritual awakening and for just general well-being.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else we should be focusing on during this time?
Self-care is paramount during this transformative period.
Okay.
Prioritize rest.
Yeah.
Nourish your body with healthy foods.
Mm-hmm.
Stay hydrated. And create boundaries to protect your energy.
Okay.
This might mean saying no to certain commitments,
Yeah.
limiting your exposure to draining environments,
Right.
or simply carving out more time for solitude and reflection.
It's like we're being given permission to be gentle and patient with ourselves, which can be so hard
Yeah,
in our like go, go, go culture.
absolutely. Spiritual awakening isn't a race
Right.
or a competition.
Yeah.
It's a journey that unfolds in its own time,
Mhm.
and honoring your individual pace is crucial.
It's like we're learning to dance with the rhythm of our own souls,
Mm-hmm.
which is a beautiful way to approach this process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to those practical tools,
Yeah.
cultivating a strong spiritual practice that resonates with you is essential.
Okay, what does that look like?
This could be meditation,
Okay.
prayer,
Mm-hmm.
connecting with nature,
Yeah.
energy work, whatever, helps you feel grounded and connected to your inner source.
That makes sense. Having like a solid spiritual foundation can provide stability and guidance during times of intense transformation.
Absolutely.
What about connecting with others who are on a similar path? Is that helpful?
Absolutely. Finding a community of like-minded souls
Yeah.
can provide a sense of belonging,
Right.
support,
Mhm.
and encouragement.
Yeah.
It can be incredibly validating
Yeah.
to share your experiences with others who understand what you're going through
Right.
and to learn from their wisdom.
It's like having a spiritual support group where we can all share our stories,
Yeah.
offer encouragement,
Mm.
and celebrate each other's victories.
Exactly. And remember, it's okay to seek guidance from teachers,
Yeah.
mentors, or healers who resonate with you.
Right.
There's no shame in asking for help or support.
Right.
In fact, it's a sign of strength and self-awareness.
That's so important to hear. Sometimes it can feel like we're supposed to figure everything out on our own, especially in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
But it's okay to reach out for a helping hand.
We're all in this together,
Yeah.
and there's a beautiful network of support available if you're open to receiving it.
This has been so incredibly insightful. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what's happening in my body and why it's like those weird sensations and emotional waves are actually trying to guide me towards something greater.
That's the beauty of it. Your body is a wise and powerful vessel,
Yeah.
and it's constantly communicating with you. The key is to learn to listen and trust its messages.
So what does this all mean for our listener? How
Yeah.
can they apply these insights to their own journey?
First and foremost, remember that you are not alone.
Okay.
These experiences, while sometimes challenging,
Mm.
are actually signs that you're evolving and expanding your consciousness.
Right.
Embrace them with curiosity.
Yeah.
Practice self-compassion and lean on the many tools and resources available to you.
It's like we're being initiated into a whole new way of being. That's challenging.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
You said it,
Yeah.
but with the right mindset and support,
Yeah.
it can be an incredibly transformative and fulfilling journey.
Yeah.
And remember, this journey is ongoing.
Yeah.
There will be ups and downs, twists and turns.
It's not a straight line to enlightenment, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
But trusting that you're being guided,
Right.
supported,
Yeah.
and loved every step of the way can make all the difference.
That's so reassuring to hear. I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah?
From understanding these physical symptoms to exploring practical tools for navigating them.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up, I'm curious to hear your final thoughts
Yeah?
on how we can approach this spiritual awakening process with more grace and ease.
Here's the thing. You are already equipped with everything you need to navigate this journey.
Okay.
You have your body, your breath,
Yeah.
your intuition, and your connection to something greater than yourself.
Yeah.
Trust those inner resources and remember to be gentle with yourself.
Okay.
This isn't a race or a competition.
Right.
It's a process of unfolding,
Mm-hmm.
of becoming more fully who you were meant to be.
That's such a beautiful way to put it. It's not about forcing anything, but rather allowing ourselves to blossom in our own time
Exactly.
and celebrating those small victories along the way. Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Every time you choose love over fear,
Mm-hmm.
every time you connect with your inner wisdom,
Yeah.
every time you show up for yourself with compassion,
Right.
you are taking another step forward on this incredible journey.
I love that. It's like we're giving ourselves a high five for every little bit of progress we make. Because let's face it, this spiritual awakening stuff can be tough,
It can be.
but it's also incredibly rewarding.
It is. And the rewards are so much greater than the challenges.
Okay.
As you continue to awaken,
Mm-hmm.
you'll experience a deeper sense of peace,
Yeah.
joy,
Right.
love, and connection.
Yeah.
You'll tap into your true purpose and potential,
Wow.
and you'll start to see the world through a lens of wonder and possibility.
It's like we're upgrading our entire operating system, both physically and spiritually.
Mhm.
And that's something worth celebrating.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
So to our listener who is on this journey of awakening,
Mm-hmm.
trust the process.
Yeah.
Honor your unique path,
Okay.
and never stop exploring.
Right.
There are infinite possibilities waiting to be discovered.
Such wise words. Well, I think we've officially reached peak inspiration levels for one episode.
Yeah, me too.
This deep dive has been absolutely incredible.
It has been a pleasure exploring these fascinating topics with you.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the physical symptoms of spiritual awakening. I hope you all had a chance to, integrate all the information that we covered.
Mhm.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've explored, 9 common symptoms from ringing in the ears to heart sensations. And we've discussed practical tools
Yeah.
for navigating those energetic shifts.
Right.
But I think it's important to remember that this is just the tip of the iceberg.
What do you mean?
Spiritual awakening is a vast and multifaceted process.
Right.
And these physical symptoms
Right.
are just one layer
Mm.
of the experience.
Okay.
There's so much more to explore beyond the physical sensations.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What else is there?
As you continue on this path,
Yeah.
you might start to notice shifts in your perception,
Okay.
your intuition,
Yeah.
your sense of purpose,
Right.
even your connection to the world around you.
Wow.
You might experience synchronicities,
Okay.
intuitive insights, or a profound sense of oneness with all that is.
Wow. That sounds incredible, but also a bit daunting. It's like
Wow.
we're just scratching the surface of what's possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Spiritual awakening is an ongoing journey of discovery
Yeah.
and expansion.
Right.
There's no end point,
Okay.
no final destination.
Yeah.
It's about continually evolving, growing, and becoming more fully who you are meant to be.
So it's less about achieving enlightenment and more about embracing the journey itself.
Precisely. And it's a journey that's uniquely yours.
Right.
There's no right or wrong way to awaken.
Mm-hmm.
It's about finding what resonates with you,
Okay.
trusting your inner guidance,
Right.
and honoring your own pace.
That's really liberating to hear.
Yeah,
It takes the pressure off trying to fit into some preconceived mold of what spiritual awakening should look like.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Your journey is valid no matter what form it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And as you continue on this path,
Yeah.
remember to be kind to yourself.
Okay.
There will be times when you feel lost,
Yeah.
confused, or even frustrated.
Right.
That's all part of the process.
It's like we're being given permission to be perfectly imperfect human beings on a spiritual quest.
Exactly. And as you navigate those ups and downs,
Yeah.
remember that you are not alone.
Okay.
Reach out to your community, your spiritual support system, or trusted guide.
Right.
Lean on those who can offer a listening ear,
Mm-hmm.
a helping hand, or a dose of encouragement.
This has been such a rich and insightful deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to awaken spiritually, and I'm excited to continue exploring this path with more awareness and a sense of adventure.
That's wonderful. And as you continue on your journey,
Yeah.
remember to trust the process,
Okay.
honor your intuition, and never lose sight of the wonder and magic
Right.
that exists within you and all around you.
Beautiful. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this incredible deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but we've only just begun to explore the vast landscape of spiritual awakening.
It's been a pleasure sharing this exploration with you and our listener.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has been helpful and insightful.
Yes.
We encourage you to continue exploring these topics, to experiment with the tools and practices we've discussed, and most importantly, to trust your own inner wisdom.
Until next time, may your journey be filled with joy discovery and a deep sense of connection to your true self.
And that's a wrap on another deep dive. We'll catch you on the next episode as we explore more fascinating topics and dive deep into the mysteries of life. Until then, keep exploring, keep growing, and keep shining your light.